Have you ever been scared of the dark? What about the noises you hear at night? Sometimes the things we can't see can be a little scary. But did you know that even spooky stories can teach us important lessons? Come with me on a journey. We'll travel to spooky woods and meet interesting characters. Each story will give you goosebumps and teach you something new. Are you brave enough to come along? The sun was setting, casting a golden hue over the forest. The long shadows stretched out like fingers, reaching into the depths of the woods. Mia wandered into the woods, her curiosity piqued by the mysterious allure of the darkening forest. She'd always been drawn to the unknown, the places where light barely touched. The trees were tall and dark, their branches intertwining to form a canopy that blocked out the remaining light. The forest seemed to whisper secrets, beckoning her to explore further.
"Don't go too far," her mum had said, her voice filled with concern. Mia had nodded, but her adventurous spirit couldn't be contained.
But Mia was curious. She heard whispers, faint and elusive, as if the forest itself was speaking to her. The whispers seemed to come from all directions, urging her to venture deeper.
"Psst, Mia, come closer." The voice was soft, almost melodic, and it sent a shiver down her spine. She hesitated, but the temptation was too strong.
The whispers seemed to come from everywhere, surrounding her in a cocoon of sound. They were soft and tempting, promising secrets and adventures beyond her wildest dreams. They were soft and tempting, like a siren's call, luring her deeper into the forest. Mia felt a mix of excitement and fear as she continued to walk. Mia walked deeper into the woods. The whispers got louder, more insistent. They were close now, almost tangible. Mia felt scared, but she couldn't turn back. The forest had a hold on her. She wanted to go back, to the safety of her home and her mother's comforting presence. But the whispers were too strong, pulling her further into the darkness. She turned around and ran, her heart pounding in her chest. The whispers chased her, growing louder and more frantic. She could feel their presence, like shadows reaching out to grab her. Finally, she saw her house, a beacon of safety at the edge of the woods. She ran towards it, her legs burning with the effort. She ran inside and slammed the door, her breath coming in ragged gasps. Mia leaned against the door, her heart still racing. She had learned her lesson. Sometimes it's best to resist temptation. The forest would always be there, but she'd learned that some secrets are best left undiscovered. Mia knew she would never forget the lesson she had learned that day. Her mother hugged her tightly, relieved to have her back. "I told you not to go too far," she said gently. Mia nodded, understanding the wisdom in her mother's words. As Mia looked out the window at the forest, she felt a sense of peace. She knew that the forest held many mysteries, but she also knew that she didn't need to uncover them all. Some things were better left to the imagination. From that day on, Mia chose to play in the open fields where the sunlight shone brightly and the shadows were few. She had learned to appreciate the beauty of the world around her without giving in to the temptation of the unknown. Mia was happy and content, knowing that she had made the right choice. She had learned a valuable lesson about the dangers of temptation and the importance of listening to those who cared for her. The sun set once more, casting a warm glow over the peaceful landscape. Mia watched it with a smile, grateful for the lesson she had learned and the safety of her home. Hand in hand with her mother, Mia walked back to the house, feeling a sense of contentment and security. She knew that she would always remember the lesson of the forest and the importance of resisting temptation. Tommy was lonely. He often found himself sitting alone, whether it was on the swing in the park or in his bedroom surrounded by his toys. The days felt long and empty, and he yearned for someone to share his time with. He had no one to play with. His toys, once a source of joy, now seemed to mock his solitude. He would arrange them in elaborate setups, but without a friend to join in, the fun was always short-lived. One day he met a phantom boy. It was a strange encounter in the park, where a ghostly figure appeared out of nowhere. Tommy was initially startled, but also curious. The phantom boy seemed friendly and eager to play. The phantom boy was fun. They ran around the park playing tag and hide and seek. Tommy felt a rush of excitement he hadn't felt in a long time. The phantom boy could do things no ordinary friend could, like floating through the air and disappearing at will. They played games all day long. From board games to make-believe adventures, the phantom boy was always up for anything. Tommy's days were suddenly filled with laughter and joy, and he felt a sense of companionship he had been missing.
Tommy was happy to have a friend. He no longer felt the sting of loneliness. Every day was an adventure, and he looked forward to waking up each morning to see what new games they would play.
But the phantom boy wanted to play all the time. At first it seemed like a dream come true, but soon Tommy realized that the phantom boy's constant presence was overwhelming. He never wanted to stop, even when Tommy was tired or wanted to do something else. He didn't want Tommy to have other friends. The phantom boy became possessive, insisting that Tommy only play with him. Tommy felt trapped, as if he was losing control over his own life. The joy he once felt was replaced by a growing sense of unease.
He told the phantom boy to leave. It was a difficult decision, but Tommy knew he had to stand up for himself. He explained to the phantom boy that he needed space and the freedom to make new friends. It was a moment of courage and self-respect.
The phantom boy was sad. He didn't understand why Tommy was pushing him away. The room felt heavy with sadness, and Tommy felt a pang of guilt. But deep down, he knew it was the right thing to do. But Tommy knew it was the right thing to do. He realized that a true friend would respect his boundaries and not demand all of his time. It was a tough lesson, but an important one. Tommy learned that real friends share and don't hold you back. He began to make new friends who valued him for who he was and respected his need for space. They shared their toys and their time, and Tommy felt a sense of belonging he had never known before. He understood that healthy friendships are built on mutual respect and understanding, and he was grateful for the lesson he had learned. Leo loved to explore. One day he found a forgotten garden. Weeds grew everywhere. He heard crying. It was a ghost.
"Why are you crying?" Leo asked.
The ghost said,
"I miss my garden."
Leo felt sorry for the ghost. He spent days cleaning the garden. He planted new flowers. The garden blossomed. The ghost was so happy. It wasn't even scary anymore. Leo learned that caring for something can make a big difference. Section 5. The Tale of the Missing Socks, a Lesson in Kindness.
Lily's socks were disappearing. Every morning she would open her drawer only to find fewer and fewer socks. It was a mystery that puzzled her deeply. Where are they going? She wondered. She asked her parents, but they were just as confused. She even asked her friends at school, but no one had any answers.
One night, determined to solve the mystery, she decided to stay up. She hid behind her bedroom door, peeking out into the dimly lit hallway. Hours passed, and just when she was about to give up, she saw something strange. A small, furry creature was sneaking into her room and taking her socks. It had a tiny, mischievous look in its eyes as it grabbed another sock and scurried away.
Lily was scared. She had never seen such a creature before. Her heart raced as she watched it disappear into the shadows. What could it be? And why was it taking her socks? But then she saw the creature was shivering. It looked cold and lonely, huddled in a corner with her socks wrapped around it. It was using the socks as a blanket. The sight of the tiny creature trying to keep warm tugged at Lily's heartstrings. Lily felt sorry for it. She realized that the creature wasn't trying to be mean or mischievous. It was simply trying to stay warm. She gave the creature a small blanket. She tiptoed to her closet, pulled out an old soft blanket, and gently placed it next to the creature. The creature looked up at her with wide, grateful eyes.
The creature was happy. It snuggled into the blanket, its tiny body finally warm and comfortable. Lily watched as it drifted off to sleep, a content expression on its face. It stopped taking Lily's socks. From that night on, her socks stayed in her drawer, neatly folded and untouched. It even became her friend. The creature would visit her room every night, and they would play together. Lily would tell it stories, and in return it would make her laugh with its funny antics. Lily learned that kindness can chase away fear. She discovered that by showing compassion and understanding, she could turn a scary situation into a heartwarming friendship. And so the tale of the missing socks became a cherished memory of a lesson in kindness. Section 6, The Mirror of Truth, a lesson in honesty and kindness.
Ella found a magical mirror. She looked in the mirror after arguing with her brother. She saw a mean girl staring back. "That's not me," Ella cried.
But the mirror showed the truth. Ella realized she had been mean. She apologized to her brother. She promised to be nicer. When she looked in the mirror again, she saw herself.
Ella learned that honesty and kindness are important. They make us who we are.
Section 7. Facing our fears, learning our lessons. Each spooky tale taught us something important. Mia learned about resisting temptation. Tommy discovered what real friendship means. Leo showed us the power of caring. Lily taught us to be kind, and Ella learned about honesty. Sometimes facing our fears can teach us valuable lessons. The next time you hear a spooky sound or feel scared, remember these stories. Think about the lessons they hold. Section 8. The thrill of a scare. Isn't it fun to get a little scared? Spooky stories send shivers down our spines, but they also teach us valuable lessons about life. These stories remind us that it's okay to be scared sometimes. What matters is how we face our fears and learn from them. So the next time you're feeling brave, grab a flashlight, snuggle up in your favorite reading spot, and get ready for another spine-tingling adventure. Section 9. More adventures in the shadows. Do you want to hear more spooky stories? There are always more adventures to be had. Keep your eyes open for mysterious happenings. You never know when you might stumble upon a tale of your own. Remember, the world is full of wonder and a little bit of spooky fun, so embrace the shadows, listen to the whispers, and let your imagination run wild. Section 10. Until next time, thank you for joining me on this spooky journey. Remember to be brave, be kind, and always keep your sense of wonder alive. Until next time, sleep tight and don't let the bed bugs bite. The end.